Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wings, The Hot Truth. I'm your host, Adrian Martinez. Everyone has a story. Have you ever thought about who the brave men and women are who you meet on the side of the highway? Who are they? What's their story? Well, tonight your questions are answered. It is normally you sitting in the hot seat on the side of the road. But tonight it will be them answering burning questions as they eat chicken wings. Each wing gets hotter and hotter, but you will get to know them on a more personal level. So please, North Dakota, stick around with us and be our wingman for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wings, The Hot Truth. I'm your host, Adrian Martinez. Today's special guest, we have Highway Patrol Captain Luke Hendrickson. Captain, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Are you ready for this?
I think so.
Every single person that I have talked to, they've either said, hey, you need to get Captain Hendrickson there. This is the challenge for him. He's going to slay it. Any truth to that?
I don't know about that. I do like chicken wings. I like hot food, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, for those of you that don't know what we're doing, we have 10 chicken wings here. We will eat a chicken wing. We will ask Captain a question. And as we go, each wing gets hotter and hotter and hotter. Are you ready for number one?
Let's do it.
Number one is the Hot Ones Chili Maple. It's just a classic 1600 Scoville, so we're starting pretty light. So let's go for it. Never quit.
What?
This one just has nice, great flavor.
Yeah, it's good. Really good.
Now, Captain, how long have you been in law enforcement, and what is your current position?
I've been in law enforcement for 19 years, all with the Highway Patrol. And my current position now is Administrative Services Commander. So my duties oversee the HR department within the patrol, capital security, dignitary protection, safety and education, and then the training academy here at Toledo.
What people may not realize is if there is one position in the Highway Patrol that things just keep piling on, it is your position. I mean, you have a very important job. And so I probably speak for North Dakota as we want to thank you for the job that you do, because it's a large job that you do every day.
Yeah, it is. When you look at our policy manual and all of the different things, the intricacies of the department, a lot of things do pass across my desk. That wasn't something that I knew right away getting into the job, but as I'm finding out, it's a very important job. It's a rewarding job, but I'm very blessed to have a really good staff to work with. And as I'm picking up things as I go, it's becoming a little more easy, but the challenge is always there, and that's what I like, is it's something new and it's just a different challenge.
That's great. Are you ready to kind of go to the tropics a little bit? Number 2 is Tropicante. 4,000 Scoville, so we're still kind of keeping it a little mediocre.
Sure.
But this kind of takes you to the Caribbean a little bit.
All right, let's do it.
All right, never quit. They say this has a mix of mangoes, papaya, banana. You can really taste it. Does it feel like you're in the Caribbean?
No, it does not. It tastes like it though.
You know,
It
just don't walk outside.
Right.
At least it feels like summer. I think it's about 20 degrees outside today. So
a lot
that's
better today than last week, that's for sure.
Now, what posts have you served during your time with the Highway Patrol?
Yeah, so I started out in Devil's Lake. That was in 2003. Was there for almost 4 years. In 2007, transferred to Fargo, and that's where I spent most of my career, was in Fargo. was promoted to sergeant there, I believe, in 2013. And then I took a promotion to the Northwest region in Minot. That would have been in the summer of 21. Summer of 21. So yeah, it's been Minot, and then it came down here to Bismarck. Was the regional commander in the Southwest region out of Bismarck. That would have been last summer, last July, and then last January of 22, and then got promoted to administrative commander in July of 22.
If you had to pick a post, obviously you spent a lot of time in Fargo. What would you say your favorite post has been?
They've all been very unique. I like Devil's Lake because it was a smaller town, smaller community. Hunting and fishing was second to none up there. Within 15 minutes, I had a line in the water. It was in a tree stand. I was
Big fisherman?
Not a huge fisherman, but I enjoyed it. It was relaxing. And when you live at the Mecca, in North Dakota,
it's kind of hard not to.
Yeah, exactly. So that part of it was really, really nice. Fargo, got a lot of family in that area. It's a big city, convenient city. Pretty much anything you need is there. NDSU's there, my alma mater. I get to go to football games and do that kind of thing. So I liked it there as well. But going to the Northwest in Minot, again, it was a smaller community. I like that. More sense of community within the department and also within the community itself and law enforcement. So I got to know some people up there fairly well. And Bismarck itself has always been a nice city. It's such a different town compared to other places in North Dakota. So I know I'm kind of dancing around the answer. But, I think just because of the ties and things I had, Fargo was probably the most enjoyable for me. I got to grow my career there, develop as a trooper and as a person. So Fargo had a really big impact on my life.
No, and I think that is wonderful. And that's just a great thing about living in the great state of North Dakota, is that really it doesn't matter where you live. Each community is unique in itself, and they're all wonderful communities.
Yep.
There's really no other place that I'd want to raise a family besides being in this great state.
I agree.
Let's go to number 3. This is called Pico Rico from Pico Peppers. We're dancing a little bit.
Okay.
This is 15,500 Scovilles. So we're climbing, nothing too crazy. Never quit.
Tastes good.
That's the thing I love about, we're using the Hot Ones Season 19 hot sauces here. A lot of times when you're starting to eat different spicier foods, as it gets spicier, they start to not taste very good.
Right.
And one thing that these guys did is they nailed it.
Yeah, it's good.
Every sauce tastes great. Even the hot ones taste great. They taste great right away, and then they just get hot.
Yeah, you can feel the heat coming a little bit there, but it tastes good. Tastes really good.
Now it's your off time. You're relaxing. What do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies?
A little bit of everything. I really do enjoy hanging out with my family, hanging out with my girls. I've got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. So
keep you on your toes a little bit.
Yeah, keep me on my toes. 10 years ago, never would have considered playing with a Barbie doll or doing that kind of stuff. But with 2 girls, I'm playing Barbies. Gabby's dollhouse, we got that now.
Yeah.
Hairdos. Obviously, I don't have that department, but I'm learning to do ponytails and things like that. So,
do they ever get the makeup going on you at all?
No, I don't go that far.
No. There is a line in the second.
Yeah, Barbie dolls is pushing it for me. So, but no, no makeup or any of that kind of stuff. But I do enjoy hanging out with my family. When it's just me, I really enjoy power sports like ATVs, motorcycles.
A big motorcyclist, right?
Yeah.
You've kind of been around the country on a motorcycle.
Yeah, my wife and I did a Vegas trip. We went to the West Coast before kids, and we saw a lot of the country on our bike, which was great. Love it.
What kind of bike?
It's a Road King Classic Harley Davidson.
Okay.
2009. I love that bike. I got it all customized to where I want it. Usually take the annual pilgrimage down to Sturgis and go hang out and enjoy company and look at motorcycles. So that's what I really like to do.
I think all the motorcyclist enthusiasts out there are probably thinking the same thing. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. Because I used to have a motorcycle, and my seat was terrible.
Yeah.
So you're taking a trip, North Dakota to Vegas, around the country. What do you do to make sure everything is comfortable?
Yeah, it's best different seats. There is a touring seat that we put on for those longer trips.
Okay.
I was super comfortable when I looked back where my wife was sitting. I couldn't believe she rode that long with me on a bike with that little room, but she's a trooper. She's a warrior. We had a great time though. You got to take frequent stops so you don't completely wreck yourself, but just experiencing the country on a bike is a completely different feel, and we enjoyed every minute of it.
That's great. That's something that I think would be so awesome. So that is wonderful. Let's go to number 4. This is Los Calientes Barbacoa. This is a favorite of mine here. 33,000 Scovilles. So we're starting to make the jump. Never quit.
Years old. Never quit.
That's
That one's really good.
it. They have a couple ones.
Very
Even in the club pack, they have a Verde one. It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
They've really outdone themselves.
I love barbacoa too, and that tastes really good.
Like that is something you can eat just
Right.
with anything.
Yep.
It's truly wonderful.
Very good.
Now, if you were to kind of say, what would you say would be the most rewarding part about working for the Highway Patrol?
The most rewarding part, it's cliche, but it is the public service side of it. You go into different scenarios and different situations day in and day out. That's kind of the unique thing with our job is that every day is different. And you might go into the scenario thinking that this is no big deal. I've seen this 100 times. But for the individuals on the side of the road, that's their moment. That's their big thing. They probably have never dealt with something like that before. Or it's just a scenario that maybe is a little overwhelming. And being able to show up on a scene and help somebody through those situations, that's probably the most rewarding part. We're active in the community. We do a lot of things in that respect, but I think just the public service that we provide in the time of need, for me, is personally the most rewarding thing.
Great. I want to kind of touch on, you talked about your alma mater, NDSU. You talked about playing with your kids. And one thing many people may not know about you is you played football at NDSU.
Yep.
And I believe your brother played at UND, the rivals.
The rival, yeah.
Was that at the same time?
It was. Unfortunately, I suffered a back injury my senior year,
Okay.
so we didn't really get to line up against each other too much. My senior year, he was starting and I was starting, so we would have been the battle royale. Unfortunately, I had to bow out. It's a pretty bad back injury, so my season was ended at that time. But
So mom and dad, we have 2 sons playing for rival schools in North Dakota. Who were they picking?
they did the parent thing. They rode the fence, which every parent has to do. We did know that they supported us, and they did appreciate everything that we've done, and we appreciated what they did for us. But they supported us both equally.
Now, are there things that you learned playing football growing up that you feel have been useful in your career in law enforcement?
Oh, for sure. The teamwork aspect of it. When it comes to football, there's individual efforts, but it's the overall team. If one person thinks they're bigger than the team, usually the person will fail. And that's one thing that is always equated to the Highway Patrol is working together as a team. We do work individually, but we're part of a bigger group.
Yeah.
And we work for that common goal. And that's one thing that's stuck with me through football and through college and my professional career is that being a part of that group and contributing to the overall good, that's where you get places, and that's how life is really meant to be.
One thing that I always like to emphasize when we do these is when we talk about teams or families, that's really what it is. Not only is a football team a team and a family, but that's what I equate the Highway Patrol as being, as one big family. Though, yeah, we have our own personal families.
Yep.
But when you come to work here, it's just another huge family.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is definitely wonderful. Are you ready? The good news is we're going to number 5. We're already going to be halfway there. Now, number 5 we took from the club pack, which is Hotheads Revolutionary. And I believe this one is 57,000 Scovilles.
Okay.
So we're starting to make a little bit of jump here. All right, never quit. This one has really good flavor, but it starts to spice things up a little bit after you start eating it.
You can definitely tell it's hotter.
Now, 19 years in law enforcement, you've come across many comical things.
Mm-hmm.
What's the funniest thing that you've witnessed, maybe you've seen, you've heard, somebody has said to you?
Well, there's a lot of funny stuff that happens day in and day out. Every incident's a little bit different. Most of it's not appropriate for this setting, but it's extremely.
We're sorry, North Dakota. Yeah. We're sorry.
Some of it's extremely funny. But one of the better, I just laugh every time I think about it. This was during one of our really bad blizzards in 2013-ish, 2011 in Fargo. I got called out to a motorist assist north of town. And it was a pickup truck in the median, buried in the snow. And turn around, get behind it, start walking up to the truck, and walk up on the driver's side. So we're facing southbound. You don't have to worry about traffic or anything. And this thing is buried. But the rear tires are still spinning. And they're spinning at a pretty good clip. And I walk up to the window, and the driver's like this. Like he's driving on the road. He thinks the truck is still moving. So I'm standing outside the window.
This is one big blizzard.
Yep. It was funny. He thinks he's driving. I'm standing outside the window, and I knock on the window. And he looks at me, and he goes like that. He's like, oh. Puts it into park, rolls down the window. He doesn't equate that I'm just standing next to him. He thinks he's driving down the road.
Oh, you're running so fast,
How can you keep up with me, trooper? Needless to say, the guy was drunk. He was highly intoxicated. We got him out of there, got him safe, got him where he needed to be. But the guy's driving down the road, and I'm standing outside the door, and he doesn't put it together that he's stuck in the ditch.
You should have. I'm an NDSU football player. We don't quit.
It'd have been great if he would have accelerated. I could have ran next to him faster. But yeah, he had no idea that he was just stuck in the ditch.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people may not know this, but your dad was a longtime sheriff in Griggs County. Yeah. And you're from the Cooperstown area. So you're kind of on that southeastern side. What did that experience as being a kid really, how did that kind of help you evolve into becoming a trooper?
Yeah, growing up in a law enforcement family, especially in a small town, it's not the easiest because everyone knows your dad's the sheriff, your dad's a cop. You might not get involved in some of the things that other kids are doing because of that, which in hindsight is a good thing. It kept me out of trouble. But you're kind of outed a little bit just because of that. I grew up in a great town. I had a lot of great friends from there. Cooperstown was a really good town to grow up in. And I think seeing the impact that my dad had on the community and the things that he did with his job kind of pushed me in that direction. It wasn't something that I thought I was going to do right away. But the more I look back at it, the more I got involved with law enforcement type classes in college, there was a lot of influence at home that kind of pushed me in that direction. And I think overall it helped me out a lot to make the right decision. I do vividly remember though when I was getting interested in law enforcement, my dad did push me towards state or federal. He said there's nothing wrong with the county levels. He said, but in my personal experience, he goes state or federal should be the mark that you try to reach. And when I put in the application with the Highway Patrol, they called me back and I got an interview, and here we are.
Yeah, that's great. That's special. I always like to see, generations and passing down that public service. I think it's a great thing to see.
Yeah.
We're going to number 6. Number 6 is Chili Lengua de Fuego. So fire tongue. This one is 69,000 Scovilles. How's the mouth doing? Not bad. Not bad.
It's warm.
All right. Well, let's see if we can warm it up a little bit.
That one tastes really good.
That one, I feel like, if you had a smoker,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a smoker at your house?
Yeah, sure.
What do you like to smoke? Do you smoke anything?
Love doing pork loin.
That would be
excellent.
great.
Yeah.
And a smoker.
Yeah.
We're doing it, North Dakota. we dinner Captain's house next week. We're doing it.
I love it. No, that was good.
Now, if you were to be something else besides a police officer, what would it be?
Well, it's a good question. I like working on my house. I like doing projects like that. It's something I don't really put a lot of effort into thinking about, but I think something outside construction, perhaps.
Or carpentry type.
Carpentry, yeah. Also like a groundskeeping type thing. Growing up through high school, I mowed lawns. I always like being outside, being active and doing that kind of stuff. So something outside for sure, but kind of more towards that carpentry construction stuff.
It's good. Are you good with your hands? What's a cool thing that you might have built or done?
My wife has a business in Fargo, and she wanted a desk, and I actually made the desk for her for her office. It turned out really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of proud of that.
That's pretty good. I'd love to do that type of stuff. I just feel like I don't have the patience. Like after like an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I gotta go do something else.
Yeah. One of the things like growing up doing that kind of stuff, my dad was really handy, and he worked on our house. And, he would say, we're not building a gun barrel, so as long as you're not too precise on it, get too built up over it, it's not that big of a deal. Just screw it up, you do it over again.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah. That's good advice. Are we ready for number 7?
I think so.
This is where the party really starts to come around.
All right.
And it's kind of fitting that they call it the cosmic disco because the disco ball starts spinning fairly nicely. 103,000 Scovilles. So we're making the jump.
Up there.
But it tastes great.
All right.
Here we go. Never quit.
That one does taste good.
It tastes great. And then Saturday night fever happens in your mouth once you stop eating.
Definitely hot.
You know, it definitely starts coming pretty good.
It's good.
You're the Admin Services Commander, HR. Mm-hmm. What advice? Is that the nose that started?
Ran a little bit.
It's coming there.
Yep.
If you were to give someone a piece of advice on why they should join the Highway Patrol, what would it be?
Well, I think it is a rewarding career, like we talked about. Being able to help people, public service in general is great. When it comes to Highway Patrol, our training, our equipment is second to nobody. We do a really good job training. Our benefits are second to none. Retirement's great. But it's a career and an opportunity where you get to go out and kind of establish yourself in a community, being part of a team, but going out and being able to conduct yourself as the Highway Patrol, face the Highway Patrol in that community. So I think it's a very diverse agency. When you look at, we cover the entire state, not just one town. You really don't know what each day is going to bring to you. We have had instances in the past where people are brought in from around the state for natural disaster, for protests, for different things where those challenges and those types of things, not everyone in law enforcement gets to experience, and our department does provide that opportunity.
I think that is definitely well said. I don't know, there was a piece of chicken or something on the side, and I moved it around. A terrible mistake, because now the tip of my tongue is a little bit on fire, North Dakota.
Yeah, it's hot. That last one was getting a little warmer.
Yeah, this one, number 7, it seems in every pack, it really starts the party.
Sure.
And the bomb just kind of says, hello, I'm here. And that's number 8.
That's number 8. All right.
135,600 Scovilles. And it's ready to explode.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Never quit.
Quit.
Again, doesn't taste terrible. It tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
Once you stop eating, it just slowly starts continuing that.
No, that's good flavor.
Now, you could have dinner with anyone. Who's it going to be and why?
think it'd be Elvis Presley.
Elvis.
Yeah, I think it'd be Elvis Presley. I've always liked his music. I wasn't like a die-hard fan. And then the movie came out this last year and got my interest a little bit higher.
Okay.
And it'd just be interesting to hear his actual perspective of his life and his upbringing and where he started out and where he ended. And just culturally how those impacts created him and formed his life. And you look at his professional singing career, there's no artist like him. And there still isn't today. He's just set the standard so high, and I think it'd be very cool just to hear his unbiased interpretation of what he went through and where he came from and where he ended.
What's on the menu?
Fried banana and peanut butter sandwiches, man.
Oh, okay.
We got to have what the king wants, you know. But if I had the opportunity, I would definitely smoke pork loin for him. I think that'd go well.
With number 6?
Yeah, for sure. That one's good.
Well, let's go to number 9.
Let's do it.
Number 9 is Pucker Butt Pepper Company, Unique Garlic, 642,000 Scovilles.
Wait, no. What was the last one?
135,000.
So this is 5 times hotter almost?
I'm not a good mathematician, but yeah, it's something along those lines.
All right.
642. Here we go.
Quit.
Never quit. I think they gave me a little extra sauce on that one there. You can definitely taste the garlic, which is great. I think that would be another one. Good on the smoker.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
not heat though.
It's definitely got heat. They all keep coming. Maybe we know this answer, but maybe not. You're driving around in your squad car. What music are you listening to?
I listen to everything. You could go into my car at different times throughout the week, throughout the year. I've got everything: country, rap, heavy metal, talk radio, everything. I just love music.
What's your favorite song?
Oh boy. I don't know if I can pick just one.
Let's put it this way: you're driving down the interstate, you look over, the red light is activated, and you say, "I just been jamming out." What song are you jamming out to?
It's really cliche coming from NDSU, but AC/DC's Thunderstruck.
Okay.
That song gets me pumped up every time I hear it. So that's probably one of my favorite ones.
North Dakota, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think we need to get pumped up for number 10. Can you give us a rendition of AC/DC?
That's one thing I do not do. I do not sing, and I do not sing well. I know my limits, but yeah, that would definitely be the song to pump me up for this last win. But I don't sing.
Well, we've made it. Seems like the mouth is watering a little bit more.
A little bit.
Number 10 is the Apollo The Last Dab. How many Scovilles do you think it is?
That last one was 6.
600. Yep, 642.
Are we in the 900s yet?
I don't know. It's to be announced.
Okay.
It is so hot, they don't even know.
Really?
So we're just going to do it. You know why? North Dakota, because we never quit.
Never quit. Never quit.
Here we go.
Drip over here.
Oh, we've affected the fingers, North Dakota. Never quit.
Never quit.
Now, I want to go back to the motorcycle and music real quick. Does music on the motorcycle change to what you're listening to?
Well, the thing is with my motorcycle, it doesn't have a stereo on it.
Oh, okay.
Once in a while, I'll put headphones in and listen to music. But a lot of the time when I ride my bike, it's just for reflection, meditation. So to
Yeah,
speak.
I like that.
So I don't listen to a lot of music when I'm on my bike. I just listen to the motor, the wind in my ear.
That's great.
Yeah, just kind of relax and chill out. So I don't play a lot of music on the bike.
I like that. Now, if you were to tell North Dakota, what's one thing you would want people to know either about you or the Highway Patrol or both? Oh.
Got a pepper that came up there.
Woo.
That last one was pretty warm. I was almost going to say, come on, that's a trick. That's the coolest one of the whole thing, but it's heating up a little bit here.
Yeah, as you go, the more you stay silent, the more it starts burning.
To burn a little bit. So the question is something about me or something about the Highway Patrol?
Yeah, or both.
I'm kind of a private person. I don't get onto social media. I don't get on that kind of stuff. For me personally, my family is very, very important. So I put a lot of time in as much as I can when it comes to this job, being at home as well, because it does pull you away from birthdays. It pulls you away from family gatherings, and that's just part of the job. The part about the Highway Patrol, I guess I'd like people to know, is that those inconveniences for us as a law enforcement officer are worth it. And it's hard to say wanting to be with my family as much as I can, but we're out there doing important work and we're doing important things. So what I'd like people to know about the Highway Patrol is the job that we do, it's worth doing, and it is very rewarding to know that we're out there helping people every day.
Most definitely. Well, Captain, I'm proud of you. You did it. My mouth is on fire, North Dakota.
It's warm.
Thanks for being my wingman today.
Yeah, absolutely.
North Dakota, thank you for hanging out with us. Until next time, remember, be the ultimate wingman. Always drive sober. Have a good night.